Hello, you're welcome back to the channel. So today I'll be showing you how I cut and sew this beautiful kaftan you're watching on the screen right now. I'll be showing you in details of how I cut and sew it from beginning to the end. So if you are interested in this kind of tutorial, kindly stay back and watch this tutorial from beginning to the end. So here is the fabric I'll be using for this tutorial. This is an Ankara print. This is an Ankara fabric, so I'm just trying to fold it out before we start to take our normal measurement. The measurement we are working with in this tutorial is the length measurement of 38, and I'll be working with the bust measurement of 36, the waist measurement of 28, and the hip measurement of 36 as well. So those are the measurements we are working with in this tutorial. But before we start to take out our measurement, I'm just trying to arrange the fabric so that I'll be able to cut it out. Now, everything I have here on fold is 18. So I already fold it into 4 places. Then let me just cut it out. And now this is our fabric. This is it. I already fold it into front and back. I fold it into 2 for the front. I fold it into 2 for the back as well. So this is everything I have, and everything I fold here is 18 on fold. I have 18 on fold. So the first thing I'm going to do is to take out the length measurement. What is the length we are working with? We are working with the length measurement of 38. So this is the 38 we are working with, right? So I'm going to plus 2 inches to the length measurement. These 2 inches I had is for the folding allowance, because I'll be folding it at the down part. So that is for these 2 inches that you're washing right now. So I'm going to cut it out. This tie that we are making, there's no need for you to put lining, but if you want to put lining, you can do so. It's your choice. But this particular one I don't put any lining on it. So now from the shoulder, the next thing I'm going to measure now is the person half length measurements. The person half length is 15. So I just take out the person half length. I'm going to rule that out as well. Then from the person half length to our hip line, I'll be using 7, because the owner she's not tall at all. So she's not tall. Her full length is 53. So for our hip line, 7 is okay for our hip line measurement. So just take out our hip line measurement. That is for our hip line. From our waist measurement, I measure 7 for our hip line. So now the next thing we need to do now is to take out our measurement. For our shoulder measurement, our shoulder is 15. 15 divided by 2 will give us 7.5. Since it's a cut together sleeve, cut together dress, I'll just take our sleeve length measurement. I will not add any allowance to the sleeve length because I will be adding another material. So from the shoulder, I measure 10.5. From this 10.5 that I measure, I'm going to join the shoulder together. So I'll be joining it with half an inch. At the same time, I'll be joining it at this edge as well. So I make everything here 11. So by the time I sew it finish, I will have 10. I hope you get that part. By the time I sew it finish, I will have 10. For our bust measurement, we said our bust is 36. 36 divided by 4 will give us 9. 36 divided by 4 will give us 9. To give us 9. Then I'm going to plus 2 inches. These 2 inches that I'm plussing is for the sewing allowance. I'm going to explain better on this, but let me first take the normal measurements. So I'll come to the waist measurement. We said our waist is 28. 28 divided by 4 will give us 7 plus the same 2 inch for the sewing allowance. Then I'll come to our hip line measurement. Our hip is 36. So this is everything I have. So I just connect from her hip line to our waist measurement, then to our bust measurement. Now, the style we are making, the shape at the waistline, there's nothing like shape. It's a little bit of a free gown. Initially, this is supposed to be our real measurement. This is supposed to be our measurement. This is the one I added for the sewing allowance. So now I'm going to blend this lace. It's not supposed to be. So this is it. So I just take your chalk and just blend it as shown. And at the same time, this part, the armpit side of your dress, is not supposed to be sharp. So what do we have here? We have 11.5. So I'll come to the down part. I'll measure exactly 11.5. Then I'm going to connect it as shown. Can you see that? So the next thing I'm going to do now is to cut it out. Can you see? Because the style is not something that you cut that will give you your shaping and stuff. So I just have to just follow the way I do it, and before you know it, you have lovely outfit at the end. So this is it. What I always do, and whenever I cut a free gown or something like this, the one I cut at the side is what I always use for the pockets. So I just measure 13 from inside. I'll just measure 13 out. So this is going to be for the pocket. This is going to be for the pocket. Can you see that? So I don't need this. So I'll be fixing this for the pocket. So that is that about that. Now, let's come to the neckline, because this is what we really need for this tutorial, the neckline. So for the neckline, I'll be using 3. For the neckline, I'll be using 3. I'll be using 3 by 1 for the back neckline. 3 by 1 for the back neckline. 3 by 1 for the back neckline. Then I'll be using 3 by 7.5, depending on your choice, how open you want the front to be. That will determine. Then for the width of the neckline, I'll be using 2.5 of the front neckline. I'll be using 2.5. .5 by 2.5. That is what I use for the neckline. You can decide to use 7. You can decide to use more than 7. Then I just remove the back from the body so that I will not cut the two together. So this one I'm cutting right now is only for the front. So this is it. This is only the front body right now. So I want to measure it out. This is everything I have. 5 1/4. The wideness is 5 1/4. So that is that about that. So the next thing we are going to cut now is the one we are going to be using for the collar at the front, so I'll be cutting out 3 inches. 3 inches. I just cut it out 3. I cut the whole length of the fabric. Now the next thing I'm going to do, I bring this back, so I'm going to measure this. What do we have here? We have 7, right? Because after we are still going to join the shoulder, so we are going to have 7 for both sides, so that will make it 14. 7 times 2, it will make it 14. Then I just took out the back piece. I'm going to measure out the one we cut at the back piece. I'll start from the 14 for the front, and I'm going to add it together. So everything I have here is 21.5. So everything I have here is 21.5. And this is the one I cut earlier. On fold, what do we have? We have 29. On fold, we have 29. So 29 times 2, so we have more than 50 something right here. That is that about that. I will explain that later. So this is the one we are going to be using for the 2 sleeve. The one we will be using for the sleeve. You know, I said earlier that I'm going to be adding another piece to the sleeve. So I'm just trying to cut out my interface, my stay for my cloth stay. You can decide to add your cloth stay, and you might decide not to add anything to the black piece that we're putting on this tie. This is it. I already ironed it. I already took it to the iron. This is the one for the sleeve, for the 2 sleeve. This is it. I will show you how I'm going to go about it in the sewing tutorial. This is the one we are using for the front piece as well. This is it. I already had my interfacing on it as well. But this piece now, you are going to take it back for ironing. You are going to iron it as shown. Fold it into 2 and iron the 2 straight down. Make sure that you iron it very well. I'll tell you the reason why for the iron when I bring it back. So this is I already joined the shoulder of our basic body. This is it. I already joined the 2 shoulder together. So this one I'll be adding it on the sleeve. I'm going to be adding this on the sleeve. When I move to the machine, I'll stitch it just straight down. So this is it. This is it right now. Just trying to sew it. So this is it. After I sew it, this is what you're going to have after you sew your sleeve. After you sew it with the sleeve, depending on how you want to sew it, there's another way that you can still sew this with your fabric. There's another way again, but for this one now, this is it. So this is the neckline. So the first thing I'm going to do now is that take the back body of your neckline, the back piece, and notch the middle part. It's very important. Notch the middle of your back neckline. Just notch it small as shown. So this is it. So the next thing we are going to do now, let's leave that aside. This is the back piece we took for ironing the other time that I said we need to iron the midpoint. This is it. I already iron it. This is it. Can you see? So now place the two together. Place the two as shown. Just can you see the way I do it? Just place it as shown. For the neckline, depending on your choice, if you like, you can decide to measure. If you don't want your cleavage to show, you can decide to use 12. You can decide to use 13. But this one I use 14. Even the 14 that I use is too much because it shows a little bit. It shows my cleavage a little bit. So, but at least I use 14. So this is the 14. This is it from here. Can you see? From here, I just took out my 14. This is 14 right now. So I'm going to place it on my machine. Just place it on your machine as shown. You are sewing the midpoint. You are sewing it at the middle. You are going to sew it at the middle, just like you are seeing it. Just sew it at the middle. So this is it. So this is what we're going to have. So the next thing you're going to do is to open it. Open it like this. Just do it as shown. This is what we're going to have anyway. After you are done with that, this is what we're going to have. This is your neckline. You can, like I said earlier, that you can decide to use 13 or 12 if you don't want your cleavage to show, or if you are tall. If you are very tall, you can still use 14, or if you are busty, you can use 14. So everything I have here, after sewing it, I have so by the time I sew it, that's what I'm just trying to do. So the next thing you're going to do now, on this your plain material, you're going to notch the middle part as well. Very important. Notch the middle of this as well. Then the next thing we are going to do now is to sew the plain material on this our main fabric. Just place it as shown. But another thing I want to tell you guys is that now everything I have here is almost 3. It's 3. You can decide to make yours 2. You can decide to make yours 2.5. I mean the black material. You can decide to use 2 or 2.5 because this 3 is a little bit big And if you like the 3 inches that I use, you can decide to use it as well. So just place it on it as soon and just sew it straight down. I won't forward this place so that you'll be able to see how I sew it from beginning to the end of this part. So now I want to show you something. Can you see this part? This is the down part. You are going to notch the finishing part of your main fabric, the Ankara fabric. You are going to notch it a little bit. So I notch the hand part a little bit. So that it will make it very easy for you. So I'll move to the other part. You know I start from the middle. So I'll move to the other part and repeat the same thing there. So this is what I have after I already sew it. So the next thing I'm going to do now is that this is the place I said earlier. I notch it so that I'll be able to fold this inside. I'm going to use my Emmy gum to gum that down. That is for the down part. That's how the down part is going to look. So now the next thing I'll do now is to start folding this. You are going to fold it very neat. You must fold it very, very neat. Yes. First take it to your iron it. Then you are going to fold it very, very neat. So this is what I have after I fold it finish. This is what I got. So the next thing I'm going to do now is I'll first join the body. After joining the body, I'll fix my pocket inside. In case if you don't know how to fix your inner pocket on your gown, on your free gown, on your pencil gown, on anything, kindly check back on my channel. I have two different tutorials on how to fix pocket. Very, very simple method. So the next thing I'm doing right now is to join the body of our fabric. I'm going to join the body. Now, let me explain this. By the time when we were cutting it that time, I added 2 inches to our body measurements. But now, by the time I'm sewing it, I'll be sewing it with just half of an inch. That's what I'll use to fold. So the 1.5 inches that remain is for the body. because it's a free gown. And if you remember, I don't had any allowance to make it free except the 2 inches that I had for sewing allowance. So the 2 inches I had for the sewing allowance, I'll be using 1.5 for the body to make the body free. Then I just use half inches to sew it. So I just use just half inches to sew it. If there is anything you don't understand in this tutorial, kindly comment in the comment section. Anything you don't understand, kindly comment in the comment section, and I promise to answer you. So if you enjoyed this tutorial, kindly give this tutorial a thumbs up, and if you are yet to subscribe to this channel, kindly do so. God bless you for doing that. Thanks for joining the channel. So I'm just trying to join the body right now. We are almost done with the tutorial. Just trying to join the body together. So after joining the body, this is what we got. Can you see? This is everything after sewing it. This is what we got. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. So if you enjoyed this tutorial, kindly give this video a thumbs up. Kindly like this video. Thanks for watching this channel. God bless you. Bye.